You guys, it's day 2 on this journey of self-discovery. My name is Brittny Fontanez, if you don't know who I am, but I'm so excited. Today my head's been running crazy because I'm so excited to talk about this very topic. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. Of course, obviously you can't answer it to me, but this is for yourself. What is love? What is love? Can't really use a dictionary for that. And it's funny, majority of people would talk about love out of the essence of their own existence. And what I mean by that, they look at love outside of themselves. And they'll probably say, oh, love is about two people loving each other for their flaws and all. Or just, casual love. Or just, family love. All the different types of loves that we have in life. But the one thing that I really want to discuss, that's really, I think it's vital to know, is self-love. Now, whoa, you're thinking self-love. What are you talking about? You're probably saying to yourself, I love myself. I love the way that I look. I love the way that I dress and the way that I smell and all my friends and all of that. And they like me too. I'm a good person. You're probably thinking that to yourself. Well, let me get this straight for you. That's egotistical love. If you take more selfies than learning about yourself, you don't love yourself. That's the egotistical love. Now, I'm going to get down to what self-love is really all about. See, we go throughout life thinking that to love ourselves is to really just love how we look. But really, we don't really look at love in a much deeper perspective. Because, I come to realize, and I was just like this myself, for an example, is that I so freely gave the love that I have away to everyone and everything. But I never really thought about giving that love to myself. And you know what I realized doing that? Not only I gave my love away, but man, did I feel empty on the inside. It's like you can't give love, but you don't have love for yourself. It's like you being a glass and your love is water. How you're gonna give water to fill up someone else's glass if you don't have water in your own glass? You see what you picking up what I'm putting down? This is why it's so vital to know self-love, because majority of life, society, oh man, we're so good at hating everything, like hatred. We're so comfortable with hatred. We're so quick to criticize, to judge, to opinionate, to just be so cruel. And you know what I realized? Majority of people are talking crap that the world is going to shit. But really the world is going to shit is because we don't love ourselves. And what does that have to do with anything? That has everything to do with everything. Self-love is vital, because think about it this way. This is how I learned. This is how I humbled myself to learn in my life. Is that when I learned to love myself, I had the ability to love everyone and everything in life. That shit feels good. Because when you hate, you're not only hating the person you're bashing about. You're not only hating the things that you're complaining about. You're not only just bashing and just criticizing, opinionating. Not only you're resenting life as it is, but you're resenting it and hating it is because deep down you just hate your existence and you hate yourself and you feel like you're worthless. That right there, an example. And I'll give you another example. A lot of people, I've seen this in a lot of people I used to hang out with. There were those type that was all uppy, happy, loving life and everything. But when they did something wrong as a mistake, oh God, man, they thought they were the worst person in the world. They hated themselves, they bashed themselves, they called themselves stupid, retarded, all those things. I'm like, let me tell you, words that you say to yourself are very powerful. And if you say things like that to yourself, and if you bash yourself so hard and you put yourself down so quickly to the point that you can't even lift yourself up, then man, that's pure hatred you got going on inside yourself. And let me tell you, you don't deserve that. But the reason why it's in you is because you think you deserve it, because you allow yourself to feel that way. Now, I'm not going to tell you it's not easy to make yourself feel good. Trust me, it's come a long way to learn this for myself. But it's so important to love yourself, because when you love yourself, you can love everything and everyone else. And that is so important, because how are you going to have a better life if you don't have love for life? Life will not give you love if you don't know how to give love to life. You see what I'm saying? And I'm going to give you examples of not only hatred for everything else is an expression of self-hatred. I'm going to give you examples of that. An example of people who really dislike themselves or really hate themselves. You can say this, you can say it's ridiculous, but really, really get deep and question this. Anyone that litters, they hate themselves. How is that? It's because if you don't have respect for this earth, this home, this thing that actually is home, this very, very thing that we call earth, gives us this ground in order for us to plant our food, to plant our homes, to build everything. If you don't have respect for this creation you've been given in order to be life, you ain't got no respect for yourself. If you're quick to bash someone for the reasonings of why they're doing something, you hate yourself. And you know why? A really good example of people who really hate themselves are the ones who blame, are the ones who make themselves victims. Because if you don't have the power to love yourself enough to be real with yourself and tell yourself, you did this, own up to this shit, this is your bullshit, you created this. If you don't have enough love to do that for yourself, to analyze yourself, to question yourself before you question and judge anything else, you have no love for you. But here's where I come in the picture. I'm going to teach you guys, I'm going to give you a few examples of self-love. Having appreciation for the life that you've been given. Looking yourself in the mirror and being in love with the person that you are, with the skin that you have, with the heart that you're holding, with the mind that you operate, with the feet that you have to plant your roots for today. That's appreciation, and appreciation is love. When you go out and you want to see the beauty of today, and you not only that you want to be positive for today, but you want to feel joyful, you want to learn, you want to grow, you want to see if you mess up today, that you're going to learn the lesson that you need to learn, that you're going to gain an opportunity that you need behind those problems. That's love right there. You know what I come to learn for myself is that now I have the ability to choose if I want to stay in a negative emotion or if I want to be in a positive one. Or now I'm at a point in my life where I can choose, where I know if I'm being off alignment, if I get off aligned with my path, as into my desires, as in getting closer to what it is I want to build, to my ideas, to my creation. When I know I'm off, not in alignment, I know how to get myself back in there really quick. And it took a while to get to this point. But it took so much self-love, because I told myself one day that I'm done being miserable. Because when you sit in misery, you hate yourself, because you allow yourself to sit there. So really, you have a choice. Some people do have conditions. I'm not going to judge. I can't judge. I'm not saying this. But really, really get down and deep into it. Self-love comes out of making a choice for you to want to feel joyful in this life that you've been given. You've been given an opportunity to create all that you want. And the main thing that you really can't do, that's the most it's the most simplest, but not very easy. But it gets easy when you try, is letting yourself feel joy every single day. Letting yourself feel loved by yourself. Allowing yourself to have a smile because you want to have a smile. Allowing yourself to think about the things that you want rather than things that you don't want. To allow yourself to be of love so you can give it. To allow yourself to break when you need to. To allow yourself to get on your knees and feel that pain when you need to allow yourself to wipe your own tears and say, you know what, I love you. That's self-love right there, man. When you have the opportunity to be empathetic with yourself, to be real with yourself, to be vulnerable, to say it the way that it is, to say no. Ooh, to say no, that's true self-love right there. When you say no to the things that you want to do, to the things that you don't want to do, that's courage. That's seeing your worth. That's knowing your worth. And when you know your worth, you know your love for yourself. That was the biggest thing I've ever come to learn in my life. Because I've been walked on, I've been used on, I've been hurt by. All the love I've ever known in my life was pain. And you know what's crazy? All I knew was pain. All I knew was sadness. All I knew was tears. All I knew was just negativity and darkness. That's all I knew. But I didn't want to be of that life. I didn't want to live it. I didn't want to think I was worthy of that, because I really wasn't, even though I allowed myself to be in that state to the point I felt like I was worthy of it. Well, deep down, I felt worthless. But when I really, with all the obstacles and all the pains and all the sadness and all the anger and all the resentment, that was all love right there. And you're probably thinking, what? What are you talking about? That's love. That's bad. That's bad. What are you talking about? That's bad. No, that's not bad. Because you know why that's not bad? It's because majority of you might think, oh, why God did this to me? Why God did that to me? You know what? I used to be just like that. Why God did this to me? Until to the point I got tired and stopped being a little, not gonna swear, but I stopped being a little punk. And instead of saying, why me? I started to say, God, try me. And when I started to do that, not only did I gain confidence and courage, but I gained love for myself. Because you know why? That right there, doing that, saying that to myself, I realized that God did not create no weak link. God created a damn queen. God created an angel. God created a freaking inspirational being that is of me and that is of you. And you gotta tap into that right there, man, because that's not only love, man, that's everything of you. That's everything of you. And everything that's happened in my life that's brought nothing that you would think put me down, that put me down so low that you probably think I should have stood in that ditch that I freaking dug for myself. I should have stood in that ditch. You're probably thinking, like, I wouldn't be able to get in that ditch. Like, all the things you've been through, that's crazy. Like, how do you see? How do I see pain as love? How do I see sadness and anger as love? It's because all of that taught me to grow, man. All of that made me a warrior. All of that made me realize my worth that I have today. And that was love, man. That was nothing but love. Yeah, Divine gave me all of that, all of this bullshit, all of that shit. But man, fuck it. I made sure I turned that shit into diamonds and made myself nothing but the biggest one of a diamond. Because I knew there was nothing wrong with all that happened. There was nothing wrong with people hurting me. There was nothing wrong with being used, because it came down to the fact that I had to hate myself to learn to love myself. It's the same thing with success. You have to know failure in order to know success. It's the same thing with the mistakes. You have to make mistakes in order to be perfect. It's like they say, practice makes perfect. It's just like that. It's like you need a negative and a positive in order to equal, you know? It's... love is all we need. And when you love yourself, man, it's pretty big. You're bigger than most things that you ever would think when you learn to love yourself. Because when you learn to love yourself, you learn to tap in your power. When you learn to tap in your power, you learn to tap into what you want. When you tap into what you want, you become unstoppable. When you become unstoppable, man, no one can touch you. It's because you know who you are. You know what God given you. You know your gifts. You know why you're here. And man, all of that comes out when you learn to love yourself. The biggest thing you can do to start self-love is, as much as people don't like to do, is look yourself in the mirror. And I'm not gonna lie, when I started to do this, I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified by the person I saw in the mirror. I was terrified of my own self, man. That's how I knew I hated myself, because I was scared of myself to the point I made an own enemy out of myself. You see how crazy that is? Until it got to the point where every day I looked in the mirror and I kept saying, I love Brittny. I even have that as my affirmation. I love Brittny. You may think that's conceited. Oh, you love yourself so much. That's just conceited. No, that's not conceited. We were never taught love. We were always taught how to love things outside of ourselves. Love money first. Love them first. Love your family first. Do that first. Do it for people first. Be kind. Be that. But what about you? What about you? Don't you think you deserve the love that you so freely give? Don't you think you deserve the precious time that you so rightfully give? Don't you think that you should feed yourself first? Because you're hungry too? There's nothing wrong with being kind, but there is everything wrong with not giving yourself love and making yourself a priority first. There's an issue with that. Because if you don't love yourself, how you dare you're gonna love everyone else? If you don't love yourself, how you gonna dare love anything at all? The biggest thing you do for yourself and for humanity right now, because it's the best moment to be human right now, it's the best time, is love yourself. Because man, love is all we need. Love is all we need. When I started to love myself, I started to figure out what I want. When I figured out what I want, I figured out my purpose. When I figured out my purpose, I reminded myself of why I exist and why am I here and why I was put on here. I figured it all out. And it all started with just wanting to love myself. And it all started with telling myself I not only want to be happy, but I want to feel joy. I want to feel clarity. I want to understand. I want to be empathetic. I want to be vulnerable. I want to go to people and actually them just fall to me and trust me enough to actually open up, because you know what? I give out what I want back. And what I wanted was love. Well, all I wanted was life just to show me the beauty of it. But I had to learn to love life first. I had to learn to love myself in order to see the beauty in life. And life started to show its beauty to me. Ain't that nuts? Is when you start to love yourself, not only life will work with you, not only divine is going to work by side with you, not only that you're going to believe in yourself, but man, when you love yourself, everything falls into place. Is because you allow it to be. Well, that's the topic for today. Self-love. I hope you guys gain a little bit of inspiration. I hope you guys do apply some of these steps, because they have been such an impact on my life, and it's incredible to actually share this wisdom finally with all of you, because I feel that self-love is truly needed. Because when we learn to love ourselves, we'll be able to express that love back in the manner that you want it back. And that is most incredible, because not only that, when you learn to love yourself and you actually put it, for example, like I said, you're the cup, your love is water. When you get to a point where you're like half full, and you're overflowing, because you're working on yourself, you're giving yourself that love, you're knowing your worth, you're gaining yourself, and to the point your cup overfills, then you know what, that's when you can so freely give. That's when you get that love. And when you give that love, people will be so influenced by you. They will be so influenced by you, but they will have no choice but to question themselves and say, you know what, I never been given that love, but you know what? I like it. I think I'm gonna give it back. The things you do for yourself and you portray it onto others in life, you become very, very powerful. Not only an influencer, a leader, not only a storyteller, but you become a lover. And honestly, when you are overwhelmed with love, nothing can touch you, not even fear. And that's a great feeling. So start loving yourself, and do yourself a favor and start loving yourself, because man, you deserve it, you're worthy of it, And honestly, wouldn't it be amazing, instead of being your own enemy, just to be your own best friend and hero? It's because, yeah, you may cause a problem, but you are the solution. Yeah, you could be the devil inside, but wouldn't you want to be your own God? I mean, you could live hell on earth, but wouldn't you want to live heaven on earth? It's like when you're in a dark room. Would you rather be in the light, or would you rather stay in the darkness? It's your choice. It's your choice. But choose self-love. It's because, man, it's the best choice you can ever do for yourself. So thank you so much, you guys, for this. And definitely starting tomorrow, day 3. Stay in tune as we take this journey together to self-discovery. So exciting to be here with you guys to share this. Please support me. Please actually add me on Snap, Instagram, Facebook. I have Twitter. I'm not really on it, even though I should get on it. But subscribe to my YouTube. And if any of you guys are entrepreneurs or starting a new project or any creative project as it is, if you need support, please let me know. I would love not only the support from you for me, but I would love to give support to you as well, because we're all here together. We're all trying to create something within this beautiful creation of life, and I believe working together is the most amazing thing in order to get this wisdom and this love out to this world, whatever it is that we want to share. So I definitely want to support anyone who is going about taking risks and going after their dreams and their goals. So I definitely want to support you guys in that. And please support me and add me on any social media. I'll definitely send everything in the link. But I definitely see you guys for day 3 tomorrow. Super excited for that topic. Again, love yourself because you deserve it. And honestly, that's the only person you should be giving love to. And then, love would just flow out of you to the point that you won't even recognize your own self. It's amazing when you let yourself grow, and it comes from loving yourself. So anywho, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Namaste.